Hello and welcome to this session which is about Zentangle ornate frames. Decorative Zentangle cartouche, or we will be drawing around a picture, right, and create a beautiful frame for the picture. So today's picture is this. So I have cut it into a shape, somewhat oval shape, right, and then mark that space of the picture and have done some groundwork, added a small border about 1.5 inch centimeter, I'm sorry, 1.5 centimeter thick border. Yeah, this is again a bigger size paper than the A5 paper and good quality, about 280 to 300 GSM thick paper. Yeah, acid free. So let us get started right away. I am now going to be using my pen. So this is black pen, and I am going to start with adding a border to my paper first, like this. Yeah, I hope you can see clearly. Yeah, so what I'm doing is started with adding a border for my border tangle that I'm going to be drawing. Yeah, so using my pen and first going to outline the paper. A thin border close to the edges. Yeah, again continuing the same process. Yeah, and the last side. Yeah, so now what I am going to do is again ink this inner line or square that I have drawn already with my pencil. We don't recommend using a ruler as far as Zentangle is concerned, but since it is a Zentangle inspired art, you may consider using a ruler just for creating your outlines, not for tangling. Yeah, and the fourth side. Yeah, so now I am going to be starting with the pattern Onomato. Onomato is a very simple pattern, entirely circle based, orbs based. Yeah, so I'm going to be first drawing the series of orbs. Please don't worry about whether they are perfect in shape or size or not. That's okay. It's freehand drawing. Nothing needs to be perfect. Just taking the two lines as your benchmark, start drawing these orbs, somewhat similar in size. Right? So very simple pattern to draw on a matto. Yeah. Again, you can hide one here, that's okay. Second. So one simple stroke, an orb, is all that we need to create a pattern called Onomato, and you will see how simple orbs can create a beautiful pattern. So I'm just going to continue drawing these orbs in between these two lines throughout. Draw at your own pace. You can always pause the video and draw at your own pace. That's okay. I'm going quite slow. Motive is to enjoy the process. Yeah. And the last one here. Yeah. So I'm going to continue like this. Yeah, so I'm done with that exercise. So Onomato, the pattern as such has nothing inside the orbs, but since these orbs are pretty big in size, we have the option of adding some pattern inside. But first the outside orbs. So I'm going to add orbs here also, like these. Yeah. So very much a part of the pattern are these orbs which are put inside in between these bigger orbs, in the in between spaces, like this. Yeah. So take your time, take one stroke at a time, enjoy the process, go slow. Yeah. And then I'll rotate and then add orbs here also. Yeah. So orbs, orbs. So I'm going to continue like this, simple exercise. Yeah. You can draw at your own pace, no problem at all. So I'm done with that exercise of adding the smaller orbs, yeah, throughout, and now I'm going to add a fragment inside the bigger orb. So I'm going to be using some mochas, yeah, just watch me. I'm going to add fragments like this. So I'm going to just keep rotating and add mochas like this inside the bigger orbs. So you draw one, you get an idea how many can you accommodate, probably 5. Yeah. And the last one. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. And then I'm going to aura the inside space like this. Add another orb and just ink in the rest of the space. Yeah. So that's the fragment. I'll show you one more. Yeah. So I'm going to add mochas like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then I'm going to aura the space inside like this, add an orb and fill in the little spaces left. Yeah, I think you got a picture. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, and then aura the inside and then add an orb and fill in the small little spaces left behind. Yeah, simple fragment. 1, 2. It's okay if your number of mochas are different in different orbs. That's absolutely fine. There is no hard and fast rule here. Please accommodate as per the space available. That's okay. Yeah, so I'm going to continue like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then aura the space inside and fill up the rest of the space. Yeah, so one more exercise that I am going to be doing is fill in these small little spaces which are left in between the orb, the smaller orb and the bigger orb, right? So I am talking about these spaces. So I am just going to ink those spaces. It will add to the look of the tangle. Yeah, like this on both the sides. Yeah, I think you got a picture. So I'll show you one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 mochas, and then aura the inside space, and then add an orb and fill in the rest. Yeah, so I am almost finishing the exercise of adding those fragments, right? So continuing with the process, and I have inked in the in-between spaces for all, as I told you. So again, going ahead with drawing the fragment, a couple of more left. Yeah, adding an aura, adding an orb, and filling in the small little spaces that are left, right? So again, continuing with the same. An aura inside and an orb. So there are a whole lot of fragments that you can select from to be used inside the orb. Yeah, in case you are aware of the concept of reticula and fragments. So I thought of using this one today. Yeah. So I'll just finish the rest. So I'm done with the exercise, and this is how my onomato looks like after the slight embellishment with the fragment, right? So I'm now going to add one more inner aura very close to the border. Again, intention is to separate my border from the inside, because I'm going to be adding one more tangle inside, which will be surrounding my photograph. So slowly add one more line of aura inside. Like this, close to the border. Right, so done with that. Now the next thing that we are going to do is draw the pattern Hollis, but with a difference. I'm not going to add Hollis the way we usually draw, that is, we draw it with an aura. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm just going to draw it with some fescues. Just to give you an example, Hollis is generally drawn in this fashion, right? Again, a very organic looking tangle that grows in about any way. However, what I am going to do is not add this aura, but just go with these small fescues like this, right? So I'm going to add Hollis all around this picture. So let us get started from anywhere. We can start from any direction. So you can just watch me. So I'm just going to be drawing Hollis in this fashion, growing in just about any direction. I'm using my burgundy pen here, right? So again, I'm also going to be adding a small little embellishment here, and that is these small cone kind of shapes here and there on my Hollis, round the corners or the turnings, and add these small conical shapes on the Hollis, right? So what I've done is added these conical small shapes and also added some ink to the turnings, right? Simple activity. So we can do that in the end also, or you can do it along with your drawing, whichever way you are comfortable, right? So I'm now going to take it further. So I'm not thinking much how, when, where, just following the principle of how the tangle grows in just about any direction. Yeah. So you can always draw behind, considering that something is coming from behind. Yeah. So I think you got a little picture of what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue like this. Yeah. So continuing with the same process, and you can see how the Hollis is just growing over and covering the entire area just like a creeper. Yeah. So you can just maneuver it any ways you want, extending from one to the other. That's the beauty of this pattern. So I am using a little tangulation because I am not using double line. Instead, I am using something like fescues in the manner of Hollis, just like Hollis grows. Yeah, so I like the look, and these small little tentacles really add to the look of the pattern. So just thought of using I really like this burgundy shade, although you can do this exercise with your brown pen also and it will look nice. But I really personally like this shade burgundy in the PN series, and I use it quite often wherever I want to use a different shade other than black. Yeah, so I'm just continuing, just going with the flow. These small little spaces in between, you can comfortably add some weight. We'll see, we'll revisit once again wherever we can add some weight, we will do that. Let us first finish drawing our Hollis. Yeah. Again, following in just about any direction, not thinking much where. So we could have drawn the double line Hollis also here. I think it would have looked equally good. So just that I wanted to draw something new which I have not drawn earlier, at least on camera. So this will be a nice addition to our kitty of tangulations. Yeah. So just enjoy, just draw in about any direction. Just let the creeper grow on you and on the paper. Yeah. Such simple strokes. And you can see the beauty. Yeah. So I'm almost finishing with my Hollis. Take your time, don't haste up. Draw at your own pace. As I keep saying, you can always pause the videos, complete your drawing at your own pace. So we are almost done here. Small little space that is left. I'm just going to fill it up. Yeah. Again, one here. Yeah, I think we are done. So let us revisit. If we have certain areas where we can add some rounding, let us do that. So wherever there is a turn, you can add some ink there and it will add to the look of the tangle. Yeah. So many places I have already added. Some places if left out, you can do so. I think mostly we have done that. Just a few places here and there. Yeah. So take that time, make that effort to fill in those small little spaces which add to the look of the tangle. Yeah, I think we are done. So I am now going to add shading. So not going to add anything else here. So if you want, there are some bigger spaces here and there. You can always fill in few more, go back to them and then add one or two curls here and there. That's okay. For example, feel like doing one here. Yeah, that's about it. I think we are done. Don't want it too cluttered also. Yeah. So now going to shading. I'm now going to add. So there are a couple of ways in which you can shade it. So I'm going to add graphite on one side of these orbs, right? So I'll just, yeah. So going to add graphite on one side of the orbs. You can also, there's not much point shading these small mochas as such, yeah. So just going to go with adding some graphite on one side of these orbs, yeah. So it will give that nice high and low effect. You can also add shading on two sides, but again the top and bottom already have black, so I'm not pretty sure how good it would look like, so I thought I'll shade on one side. Yeah, on the last side. Yeah, and then I'm going to add some thick graphite around this picture's outline. Like this. Yeah, a little thicker. And then on the inside here, not going into shading the Hollis individually, instead I'm going to shade the tangle as a whole, just darken the edges. Yeah. Yeah, so done with that. Let us now blend. So I'm now going to blend the graphite. First, let us do the orbs. So just pulling towards the center, but not covering the entire center. Yeah, so nice high and low effect. So I'm going to continue in the same fashion. So continuing with the same exercise, almost finishing with shading my one side of the orbs. Yeah, that's about it. Now let us blend the inside. So I'm going to pick up my just going to pull from the edges towards the center, but again not too much. I want some white spaces in between. So blending. Yeah. Again pulling towards the center, but not covering the entire thing. Yeah. So let us now blend the other side. So I'm going to blend it this side towards the outside, because the inside will be the photograph, right? So going to blend it like this. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's real fun to blend. Real fun to see the effect of shading on your tangles. So don't blend too much. Just soften the pencil. Leave a section white. Yeah, I think we are done with the blending. Now I'm going to pick up my chalk pencil and add some chalk on the other side of these orbs just to highlight them. Right, so the dark and light give a nice effect. So going to do this throughout. So done with that exercise of adding chalk on the other half of the orbs, and then I am also going to add some chalk here just to highlight the white section like this. Yeah. Yeah, so you can just blend a little with your hands. Yeah, and then last but not the least, a touch of gold. So I am again going to use my gold acrylic color, right, and then add some gold inside these big dots that are a part of my onomato. Yeah, so just going to add the dots. So I'm going to use this and add some gold inside these big dots. So a touch of gold. So take your time. You can also use your jelly roll. I just want them to kind of pop up, so I'm going to use the acrylic. So take your time. And add that gold touch. Yeah. Small little embellishment that adds to the look. So I'm going to continue like this and get back to you. And our frame is ready. I have put in those small golden dots and you can see how beautiful it looks like, right? So that's about today's session. We will meet again with another new original ornate frame idea. Yeah, till then, have a good time. Stay safe. Bye bye.